So let's talk about some of Judicial Watch's attempts at investigating and getting to the truth about some of the circumstances then surrounding the Iran deal itself. I know for a fact that we have a Freedom of Information Act request out about we made a $400 million cash payment to Iran as part of a $1.7 billion settlement payment that we ended up making to them. And then within a very, very short period of time after that, a number of hostages were released by Iran back to the United States.
I think literally as one plane landed, the other one started to taxi. Right.
Yeah. So you talk with me a little bit about that, what you think about that, and what sort of answers or non-answers we've been able to get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we paid ransom to terrorists. I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? You can keep putting lipstick on the pig, but eventually the pig gets very angry. It's kind of a waste of time, right? It really doesn't accomplish anything. And so the Obama administration paid ransom for hostages. And you can talk about it any other way you want to, but that's what the net result is. And that's the message that goes around the world, is that a weak, morally flexible administration was willing to do stuff that we usually fight vigorously against.
Right.
It actually encourages people to take Americans as hostages. Because you get what you subsidize, right? That's one of the laws of economics.
Yep.
And so when you subsidize hostage takers and end up funding the largest state sponsor of terror in the world, guess what's going to happen?
This sort of thing. Yeah.
This is not tough to figure out. And so Obama was looking for his Nixon in China moment, I guess, or some other sort of weird parallel. And he was going to kind of force this through no matter what. You even have people, like Ben Rhodes at the National Security Council, essentially admitting in writing in interviews that he deliberately misled people, that he lied, that he manipulated, all this sort of really unseemly gamesmanship to con people into buying this thing.
Yeah, there was sort of a glowing profile, I think it was in the New York Times Magazine,
right.
A really lengthy interview with him where, whether willingly or unwillingly, he sort of admitted that, yeah, I was misleading people.
Yeah, and the guys, I mean, what are his credentials, or what's his background to be doing this sort of thing and running these sort of operations? Pretty slim. I mean, he's kind of a failed third-string novel writer kind of thing, and that's fine. People can be writers, nothing wrong with that. But when you take somebody like that and put them in charge of national, and not, for that matter, international policy, and you're deliberately deceiving other government agencies, other government officials, and the public, and then you're moving around, billions of dollars. This is a level of craziness and irresponsibility that just, the problem is I don't see anybody pursuing them. I don't see Attorney General Sessions, now looking at it and saying, wait a minute, I think we were defrauded. I think we were misled. And so we need to pursue this via a grand jury. I mean, where's that effort?
Yeah.
Maybe it's going on. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, because you're saying, we give them $400 million, $1.7 billion total in this settlement. Yeah. In exchange, hostages get released. To keep this deal sort of afloat, let's decouple that and just look at the deal. Yeah.
So normally in a deal, I give something to you of value, and in exchange you give me something of value, right?
Right, so that we both
benefit in some way. Whether that's goods, services, money, right. But there's this idea that you enter into a contract, and there's this sort of fair trade or negotiation, and I do it with free will and intellect, and you do, and we arrive at something.
Right.
I don't see. I mean, can you articulate for me what we got out of the Iran deal?
Well, I mean, because broadly, there's this initial hostage payment, right? There's us pumping the brakes on pursuing their sort of proxy terrorist organization.
Right.
And then there's the lifting of the sanctions that ends up sending, probably hundreds of billions of dollars total back into their economy, which they use to...
But I mean, even with respect to the nuke operations itself, right? They collect their own samples and give them to us, right? They get 21 days notice inspection before anybody's allowed to set foot at one of the facilities. this is madness. You know, where's the hammer? Where's the big angle or advantage to us? I don't see it. All I see is this frantic effort to make nice with people who routinely chant in their parliament, "Death to America."
Right.
I need somebody to explain it to me because I still don't get it.